There's never enough evidence. That's the fun part about ghosts.
That's not fun. That's lame.
Hi, I'm Steve, and this is Then You Ruined It, a podcast where me and Jason try to get through just 20 minutes of human interaction without, well, ruining it. Buckle up, folks. It's gonna get bumpy.
So, in a rare bit of news I have for this podcast, I have an update. Can I give an update? Do we have update music? That's terrible update music. What was that? You can do better than that.
I'm not a music guy.
You don't have to be music.
There's a reason we've been using the same clip that I found 4 years ago as the only music to this podcast.
That's true. Okay, I'm going to put you on this. You are the one that edits this podcast. So, between now and the start of the next season, which is the literal beginning of the year, so you have almost a year, come up with a new intro music.
We have seasons?
We have a podcast?
Yes. You didn't tell me about Sweeps Week.
I've done this season. That does not matter. Trust me. That whatever we talk about does not matter. We don't talk about a certain thing for Sweeps Week. We did talk about doing Shark Week at one point.
But you're afraid of sharks.
An entire week of shows just about sharks. But yeah, that is not what this is. I want you to come new music theme for next season starting January 1. Okay. Update. We had the party and people came to my house and it went a certain way and
You're still being mysterious. I've asked him how it went 3
Yes.
times, and he won't tell me.
I'm dancing around it on purpose. So I don't throw that many parties, or we don't have that many people over. We don't entertain a whole lot. So I've only gotten a taste of how I entertain at a party when it's at my house. But now I with me and my wife being there and the kids, but especially me and my wife being there, I know now what kind of person I am. Because I've gone to other people's houses for get-togethers, and especially a husband and wife pair. It's like, one of them is always the engaging host. Like they're there mixing it up in the mix. They're talking with everybody and they're a good host. The other person is the doer. They're the one that's taking out the trash. They're cleaning up. They're moving things. Okay, if we move from this room to this room, all right, I'm going to clean up in this room while you're gone and get things prepared in here. So basically, you don't know that, what's going on behind the scenes, but they are the behind the scenes person.
So one person is the cast member in the Mickey costume, and the other one's the one sweeping.
Sure, we'll go with that. So which one do you think I was?
The third kind who just sits down in the middle of the room halfway through the party and goes, "Himp!"
That would be one of the children, but in this case, no, they just stayed downstairs and kept to themselves most of the time. No, I was the sweeper. I was definitely the doer. I was the go-getter.
You've never gone get in your life.
I go get everything. I'm the goingest, getterest there ever gottest. So, yeah, when the party's going on, I am cleaning up. Well, there was one spill that I did not clean up because I was cleaning up something else, and I hear a cup go crashing, and then some soda went flying, and I was like, "Oh God, I don't want to clean that up. I need to clean that up." And it was cleaned up by the time I got there, and it cleaned up so terribly because it was my wife, and she was like, "I want to get back to the party. I don't want to miss out on my guests." So I got back up there and had to clean it up myself, anyways. And I ran out and got the pizza for the party, which was good because, somebody had to. We couldn't. There was a reason why we didn't have it delivered. I checked in on the kids a couple of times when it seemed like they were, getting too rowdy or whatever. And it was just good to experience it and know for myself, like, at least I didn't stay around it. Like I as you said, I was not the number 3. I did not just sit and, this is poop and I'm poop and you're poop. This is all poop. I didn't do that. I got things done. I ordered the pizza. I went and got it. I cleaned up spills. I took care of the kids. And I was happy with it largely. I mean, I also got to sit down towards the end of it and, everything's done. Pizza's eaten. The kids are somewhat calm. They're playing games downstairs or whatever. They're keeping themselves. So I was able to play games then, and that was fun.
Okay, well, so you got the pizza and then...
Then once I got back, I stayed in go-getter host mode and got everybody got all the kids their pizza, made sure everybody had everything they needed, the drinks, made sure there were 2 drink stations set up so people could get drinks and not have to stay in a line together because that's ridiculous and awkward. And I barely had time to eat myself, so I just kept shoving food in my face every time I walk by a pizza box. Just like, okay, I'll get one of these. And
okay, so you found your calling.
well, not calling, but I found my place in a party setting, which is not terribly surprising. I don't want to be in the mix. I don't want to be the center of attention because that's just weird. And I love making people laugh, but in certain settings, when it's a thing in my house, I definitely want to be in control of everything. And it's not just because I want everybody to be taken care of and everything. It's because I control it. Like, I do not put that there. That's not where that goes. The spill happened, and I was, like I said, I was just, every fiber of my being just wanted to run and clean it up. But I was like, no, I'm doing this right now. I can't. Gotta let my wife clean it up. And I came up there, and it's just like sticky. As soon as I got there, I was like, okay, where was the spill? And then my feet would leave the floor. I'm like, never mind, found it.
So are you this much of a clean freak regularly? Like, if something were to spill and you weren't in the room, would you go clean that up, or would you expect your wife to? Or would it just be wet until someone slipped?
Okay. It's not to even a bad degree, but of the 2 of us, my wife is definitely more of a slob. She will let things go. She'll say, okay, well, case in point, when she gets done with her lunch, she'll just leave her plate on her desk and keep working instead of taking it 10 steps to the kitchen to rinse off the plate and make sure it doesn't get all crusty and gross and easier to clean. So when I come up at whatever point I come up, probably to go get my daughter from the bus stop, I look in her office and I see, yep, there's a plate. So I go rinse it off. And if there's a spill, yes, there's absolutely, I would have to go do it because I'd be like, oh, that's spilled. All right, kids, get something for that. And I know my kids. I know they're not going to get anything for that. They're little, they would be covered in their own, well, they are covered in their own filth regularly. Unless I bathe them. So, yes.
Okay.
Long story short, yes, I would clean it up.
Okay, so nerd's gonna nerd, basically.
I mean, not nerd, but I am a clean freak. I have become a clean freak.
Wiener
like, I definitely was I was a slobbish kid. Like, I was the one that would be like, all right, Mom, let's set aside the weekend to clean my room. Because it's disgusting and just a mess. And so that's why I can barely go in my daughter's room now. If I go in there, I have to stay in there for like an hour and a half and clean.
Oh, you can't clean for her. You got to make her do it.
Yes, I understand that. Yes, you're correct. However,
then it wouldn't get cleaned.
I mean, it will, and it does. It just, yeah, I haven't let it get that bad. But I know my wife's sister is like a super slob, and she was way worse when she was in like high school and college. But there's definitely tendencies now where I'll tell my wife to do something or this, make sure that gets put up or whatever, and it doesn't. I'm just like, I'm not sure if she heard me, so I think she just doesn't want to do it.
Well, no one wants to do it. I don't want to clean up.
I wouldn't say I want to.
Speaking as the slob of our family, I only clean up because the person that I respect in the family is telling me to do something. So if it's not getting done, it's because you don't respect you.
Okay. I wish respect is what I was working for.
I am saying that operating under the assumption that my son is still in the room right behind me and can hear every word I say. So respect is code.
Message received. My wife ain't here yet right now, and the kids are upstairs. So I can just say, it's because he wants sex.
Nobody wants to respect you all night long, Jason. And then...
I think we both know at our ages, nobody respects all night long. You respect for maybe 20 minutes.
Yeah, that
once a week.
That's one exaggeration that has always bothered me.
Like, what's saying I could go all night long?
Yeah, like even when I was in my 20s, I couldn't respect for that long. No one could. No one can. Like, unless even if you take a pill that alters your body chemistry, you can only respect for 4 hours, and then you have to call a doctor.
Doctor, my respect has lasted for like half the night. You mean your boner? I'm sorry, I was still talking in code. Yes, it's my boner.
I kind of feel bad about this, but the way that we got my daughter to clean her room for a while, we would get her so scared of ghosts that she would need one of us to lay by her bed for her to fall asleep. And we're like, we can't do it if there's all this garbage on the floor. You need to clean it up.
Wow. Okay. That is a method. Yeah, I guess. Ghosts are not the way. I definitely have laid beside my kids' beds before in the past to, like, you know, get them to go to sleep, but that's long past, and that hasn't been a thing. I'm sure that was, you know, a thing for your daughter in the past, but.
So I'm not saying your daughter. I'm saying you got to get your wife afraid of ghosts, which should be easy because you're already afraid of ghosts.
Oh, trust me, I throw in little bits here and there of. I mean, hell, this house does it on its own. We'll be downstairs and there's nobody upstairs, and you hear very clearly footsteps coming from upstairs. Not just like creaks and cracks, but like thump, thump, thump.
Wait. You have a ghost and you haven't told me about this yet.
I'm pretty sure I mentioned it at some point. We definitely know it noises, but it's not.
You said you could hear the toilet flush in the next room. You didn't say that there was a disembodied hand flushing the toilet. Forget all this is the update I wanted. Tell me about your ghost. What do you know about him?
No, we're going to keep this one on topic because there's not enough to tell. There's not enough evidence.
There's never enough evidence. That's the fun part about ghosts.
That's not fun. That's lame. That is the part where you're the one in the cartoon saying like, "Oh, look at that thing in the window." Oh no, that's just my coat hanging on the chair, and it blows in a certain way and makes it look like a scary demon.
No, I'm the guy saying, "Hey gang, let's go investigate all these creepy noises." And then it turns out I just happened to solve a real estate scheme that had been going along for 40 years. I'm bringing down Ponzi's left and right. Just because I believe in ghosts, but I understand they're hard to find.
Yes, they are. And I given who has lived here in the past, I would be shocked if this place had a ghost, but it'd be cool, I guess. I don't know.
It would be cool? You would enjoy a ghost?
No, I would not enjoy it.
You just said
especially, I mean, right now in like February near March, I'd be okay with it. But as soon as we get to like, you know, Halloween time, then yeah, like as I said before, no, I'm terrified of this place.
Wait, why are ghosts scarier at Halloween?
I don't know. I can't explain it.
That's when they're more friendly. That's when they're normalized. They've been culturally appropriated for 1 month out of the year. Actually, 2 months out of the year these days, but you still.
Well, looping back around to the original topic, no ghosts showed their faces or thumps in the night or anything like that while people were here. So it was all copacetic on the ghost front, unfortunately.
At
one point I scared people because I was upstairs ordering the pizza and they didn't know I'd gone upstairs. And I guess I got up in a certain way that made a noise. Somebody was like, "I didn't know anybody was up there." That scared me.
The call literally is coming from inside the house. This is really spooky.
Luckily for you, the call's just saying, "Yes, I want pepperoni on that."
That's why I ordered a pepperoni pizza. You don't need to ask. It's implied.
Oh, and it also took me like forever to order the pizza, so I disappeared for an even longer amount of time than I meant to, because one of the children that came to the party has to have pizza with no cheese. Which I didn't think they could do either, but they can. They can totally do that. But it takes some doing in the ordering app that I was using. So, yeah. I disappeared for like 30 minutes ordering the pizza. My wife was like, "Did you order it yet?" I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "Did you go upstairs just like watch a show or something?"
Did you go up and respect yourself for a little bit? What was going on?
I was rubbing one out. I was nervous.
I told you I'm a go-getter. Yeah. So I got.
Now I'm done. You want to take a turn? No, not with me. I'm spent. I've respected enough. You, go in there and respect yourself.
You and the ghost. It'll be fun.
Thank you for sticking with us for another episode of Then You Ruined It. You can find more of our nonsense on Twitter. I am at Idahobo, and Jason is at the Jason Sigler. We also do a webcomics review podcast called Digital Strips. Find us wherever you get your podcasts.